Morning traders, welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is August 11, 2017, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the economic events of the day, just really one number coming out today. Just remember, this is really the heart of the summer, so not a lot of news coming out. Financial markets are relatively quiet this time of year. And that's really propelled by the economic news that's coming out. So at 2:30 South African time, we have monthly CPI number coming out of the United States, so just keep an eye on that as well. So we're looking here at the EURUSD. We had a nice retracement yesterday from about 1870, 1880-ish level to about 1730-ish level. We bounced off of this minor support level, okay, at 1736, and we're just above that. We're just hovering on the 30-day average, as you can see here. So it's kind of hard to say which way we're going. A lot of this is propelled by what's going on with North Korea and President Trump. Okay, and so as such, you really have to be glued to the news to see what's going on until things settle down. But on a technical level speaking, we bounced off of this minor support level. It's making a lower high, as you can see here, so it may look like it's developing something that's going to continue going further down. So just keep an eye on that as that develops further today. GBPUSD, we bounced a little bit yesterday, okay, and we're still holding this line of 129. So suffice it to say, it looks like we're holding this 129.70-ish level, as you can see here. So suffice it to say, we should really receive a bounce. It might be that that the price of GBP is actually valued in, and there's no catalyst to move it in one way or another. This is a little bit quieter than the EURUSD. If there was a go-to, I would jump into the USD before the GBPUSD. So just keep an eye on that. Looking at gold. Gold really is the one to go to, right? It's the aversive of the investments that you go to when things are a little bit, unsettled in either demographic or political around the world. So we're trading at 1286. This was a beautiful run from 1212. If you remember, just less than a month ago, we were just trading at this bottom level here. If you did catch it, good for you. We're now closing this gap of 1286 to 1290-ish level, 1300, excuse me, and we're at the top of the range. The difference here is that we have a little bit of a news catalyst. So this may just take us above this 1300 level to maybe 1311, but I don't think we're going back to 1400 so fast. But this is something to keep an eye on as you see that there's some sort of a correctional move in gold. Now, you have to gauge between the rally that gold is having right now versus the sell-off of the Dow Jones. Now, the Dow Jones sold off yesterday. If we look at it, about 130, 140 points. Okay, relatively, percentage-wise, it's much smaller than the rally that gold has had. So suffice it to say that Dow Jones is still very strong. Okay, that's basically what the point I'm trying to draw here is that this sell-off was, whether or not it was to what's going on in Korea or not, was going to happen. Okay, this has been quite a strong rally we've had over the past year that for it to go down 100 points is not the end of the world. So take that into consideration, take that into the value of what's been traded. Looking at oil here, we're selling, we're actually below the $49. We're selling off a little bit here at $48 on this news. And that's kind of funny because I would have expected oil and the distribution of oil to actually be a little bit tattered with what's going on in the news, and that's really not what's happening. Okay, so there's a nice sell-off on oil, so suffice it to say as well that this will go further down. Looking at the JSC, we had finally a correctional move, a little bit of a sell-off after we hit our all-time highs, right? So all-time highs, as you can see here, and we're finally selling off. Now the question is how far is the sell-off going to happen? We're going to have a confirmation before this has somewhat quote-unquote of a correction. But as you can see, with news coming out of South Africa, MTN posted great news this past week. So there's been pretty good news, okay, with what's happening in the markets and the equity markets in South Africa. So you just have to, keep your eyes and ears open to what the consensus is in general in the market in South Africa to draw some sort of conclusion. You're looking for little tidbits, as we spoke last night in the webinar presentation. This is Fred Razak at CM Trading. I wish you guys a great trading day and a beautiful weekend. Thank you.